pinhead, and you should subscribe to Raising Chaos because there's such sightseeing there.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You have made it back to my channel, and oh yes, here we are. We are in the final weekend of December, and yes, as promised, there was going to be a double or nothing weekend every weekend for December, and Raze has delivered. This is the weekend after Christmas, and that's really cool. You might notice a couple changes in the set, which I can promise you there will be more. But one of the things Raze received for Christmas is this nice little Killer Clowns from Outer Space sign. And yeah, you know I had to bring that up like as soon as possible because, you know, Raze has his own little clown army happening. And yeah, that was a big deal. That was a huge thing. Raze was extremely amazed to get that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I dare say perfect. And I mean, the fact that it is like just 3D and everything, it just, oh God, I could just go on about this, but that would make for a very long and boring video, to be perfectly honest, because there's really not a lot of detail that you can't see on this thing, but just as much as Raze enjoys it. But on that same note, Raze got another enhancement to a previously featured remnant of the previous set. I guess you'd say, for a long time, Raze had a lament configuration on his desk, or on his table here, next to him. That was actually a Rubik's Cube with the stickers made up to look like the lament configuration. It was smaller than the lament configuration was supposed to be, but oh, wouldn't you know it, for Christmas this year, Raze got a much better replica of the lament configuration. And this is an actual puzzle box. Yeah, so, you know, if Raze decides to go ahead and solve this, you know, he'll either be able to solve it, or yeah, he'll basically spend eternity in hell. And as one of my younger cousins said when I explained it to her, just flat out said, "Good luck, soldier." Yeah, it's the whole family. It's Raze's family. But yes, this is a big deal. This is a really cool thing, and this is one of the things Raze wanted to show off. Just having this is, you know, Raze was really excited and happy with the Rubik's Cube and everything, but like feeling this and holding it and feeling the indentions and everything just puts it on another level. So yes, Raze has the lament configuration. So if things start looking strange outside, it wasn't because of me. I swear, I didn't do it. But yeah, it came with a nice little stand so Raze can show it off. So yeah, this is a new permanent fixture on Raze's set piece, or at least a regular one. Raze does like to change things out on occasion, but yeah. But of course, there's more coming. There's more things. There's a couple of several of Raze's gifts lent themselves to becoming future videos, which is very exciting, which is always cool. And Raze looks forward to bringing those to you. But for now, we have a double or nothing weekend to get to. And what better double or nothing weekend idea could possibly come to Raze's warped, demented mind than Lucifer Morningstar?
Hello.
So yeah, with the double or nothing weekends, it's either two characters that coincide with each other, just two pops that match each other. And while this doesn't seem to make much sense, because this is the Lucifer from the TV series Lucifer, and this is the Lucifer from the Sandman series on Netflix, they are in fact one and the same character. The Lucifer from the TV show was actually the one from the Sandman series. The both, obviously from DC Comics. Even in DC Comics, they have a whole hierarchy in hell. They have, in some places, they have a triumvirate of three primary lords of hell, Lucifer being one of them, and then also having Beelzebub as another, and Belial as being another one, who, fun fact, Belial is a son of Trigon the Terrible. So says a lot about Trigon the Terrible when his son is one of the kings of hell on Earth. So, but in this case, there are several lords of hell, as explained by the Sandman. In the Sandman series, there are thousands of lords of hell, and yeah, we're just gonna go into it because this is pretty much the depiction of Lucifer as he appeared in the Sandman series and then subsequent series. This is the same Lucifer that appears in the movie Constantine. Though I don't think they've made a pop of the Constantine movie, which Raze wasn't a big fan of to begin with. But yeah, Lucifer showed up in the Arrowverse during that whole Crisis on Infinite Earth. He popped up in there. So they did make sure that it was connected, even though in the Sandman they did their best to try and hide the majority of the DC references that weren't directly involved with the story. Like for the Lita that you see in there is actually Wonder Woman's daughter, and the Hector she's always talking about is actually the Golden Age Hawkman's son, which, you wouldn't know to watch the show. I mean, if you watch the show and then you can kind of see that with the casting, they kind of made it, they both kind of fit into what their fictional parents were supposed to be. But at the same time, they didn't outwardly just say, hey, this is Wonder Woman's daughter. But they tiptoed around it in one and kind of leaned into it a little bit in the other. So we're going to go ahead and put this guy away, and we are going to get into this.
Well, hello. Swear jar.
Oh, yes, Trixie's.
You give your child money every time she swears? Oh, bravo, detective.
So the big question you're probably asking, since these are both wonderful adaptations of their respective television series, this being of Tom Ellis and this one of being Gwendolyn Christie, they're great depictions of those actors playing that part. But what did the actual Lucifer in the comics was he supposed to look like? Essentially, Neil Gaiman's inspiration for Lucifer in the series, when he was putting together the Sandman series, he wanted to do a cross between John Milton, the author of Paradise Lost, that being the whole mindset, the whole, how he viewed the whole thing, and combined that with David Bowie at the time, which would have been 1989. So with that mindset and that physical appearance combined, then you got their version of Lucifer. Even though the TV series came out, the Lucifer TV series came out before the Sandman TV series came out, it was actually, comics-wise, it's reversed. The comic series would have been the Sandman came out, and Lucifer is actually a spin-off of the comic book series. So when talking about these, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on this end to give you an idea on the journey that Lucifer takes. Again, this is entirely Neil Gaiman's mythology. This is entirely Neil Gaiman's version of the Sandman's Lucifer, Neil Gaiman's Lucifer, I guess you'd say. While it is inspired by the Christian Lucifer, it's his own personal viewpoints or opinions about theology and that kind of stuff. So if you're watching this and you're getting mad saying that's not why Lucifer's supposed to be, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the one that was in the Bible. I'm talking about the one that was in DC Comics.
I am a dire wolf, prey stalking, lethal prowler.
I am a hunter, horse-mounted, wolf stabbing.
Which, like with anything else, there are liberties taken, and no hard lines are being crossed at this point that weren't crossed by Neil Gaiman by creating his own version. So basically the way we're introduced to Lucifer in the series is through the Sandman series, and Sandman loses his artifacts when he's taken into captivity and held for basically 100 years. When he comes out, he finds his artifacts are missing. His medallion, his bag of sand, and his helm.
I am a serpent, horse biting, poisoned toothed.
I am a bird of prey, snake devouring, talons ripping.
Which were all relics of his power that he had essentially put portions of his power into. But by the end of that story, you realize he never needed to do that. As a matter of fact, it was taking power away from himself to put them in these artifacts, and by absorbing them back into himself, he basically regained his own power.
I am a butcher bacterium, warm life destroying.
I am a world. Space floating. Life nurturing.
Dream has to go to hell because his helm has been stolen by a demon, and he's not 100% sure, so he has to go and speak to Lucifer. And it's a very interesting conversation because, especially in the DC universe, you see that beings of this stature are have a courtesy or a traditional a specific code of behavior when communicating with each other. I don't know how that's exactly supposed to work, or who the heck enforces any of these things, these rules, I guess you'd say.
I am a nova, all exploding, planet cremating.
I am a universe. All things encompassing. All life embracing.
But Dream, being the lord of the dream world, coming into hell, which is Lucifer's territory.
I am anti-life. The beast of judgment. The dark at the end of everything. What will you be then, Dream Lord?
It's much like diplomats from different countries coming to see each other. There are protocols and, I don't know, traditions or etiquette that they have to abide by. One of the most fascinating thing that I found as far as this Lucifer goes, this version of Lucifer, is that this Lucifer never lies.
It's the biggest cock I've ever seen.
Even though he's referred to as the Lord of Lies and, just all this stuff, he doesn't actually lie. He even emphasizes the fact that he doesn't lie because, quite frankly, he doesn't see a point in it. Not when the truth can be so much more painful. Not more painful, but the truth is painful enough. And most people don't want to hear the truth. So that's why, even though he always keeps his word, he always is honest, he basically allows everybody else to fool themselves.
I'm Lucifer bloody Morningstar. I do favors better than anyone else.
It's one of the fun bits about this, but in following the traditions, Lucifer does allow Dream to come and retrieve his helmet.
Which demon has your helm? Name it, and we will bring it here.
I confess I do not know the name.
And has a contest between them. They refer to it as the oldest game, which Dream manages to best Lucifer at, which Lucifer is not pleased, as you can imagine, and is very, very angry. And at one point, having to go along with it, having to return the helm and everything, and Dream's just basically oh, well, okay, well, I came and did what I wanted to do. But coming and retrieving something and, not necessarily bowing to the authority of hell, basically Lucifer says, well, who says we've got to let you out?
Look out there, Morpheus. The billion lords of hell stand arrayed about you. Tell us, why should we let you leave? Helmet or no, you have no power here. After all, what power have dreams in hell?
And that's when Dream has an amazing quote, in my opinion, at the end that essentially gives him his passage back to his dream dimension.
But to say dreams have no power in hell. Tell me, Lucifer Morningstar, what power would hell have if those here imprisoned were not able to dream of heaven?
It's soon after this, Dream is called back to hell, only to find Lucifer clearing out hell, just basically sending everybody out, where Lucifer's decided, he gets to the point where he's like, I'm tired of the stereotypes. I'm tired of basically everybody bad coming here, everybody blaming me all I deal with are demons, all I deal with are dishonest people. It's just really, he's gotten tired of the reputation. He got tired of the responsibility of being the guy in charge of hell, and he essentially clears hell out and hands Dream the key and says, "Here, this is yours now." And that ends up leading into the Seasons of the Mist storyline, where basically you have deities from all over creation coming and vying to basically put their bids in as to, hey, this is like the second biggest supernatural plane of existence, and if say the Norse gods got it, if that was suddenly their territory, they could avoid like Ragnarok or some of the other stuff that they were worried about, and they'd have this entire realm to where they could like come back and enter more into the consciousness of the world and basically become like the number 2 religion, I guess you'd say. I don't know, beyond Judaism.
Whenever you're faced with a choice, ask yourself the question, WWLD. What would Lucifer do?
It's just one of those things where everybody's just like, hey, they you've got this good spot, this prime real estate, and they all kind of talk him into it. They all do threats, they all do offers, they try and bargain, but by the end of the story, Dream flat out says, this was never mine. I didn't create it. The person who gave me this key didn't create it. So it's not really mine to give. And that's when 2 angels arrive and take the key, and then they are ruling hell. Basically, the Christian God decides, hey, that's mine. You 2 go down there and take care of this.
I gave it back to its creator.
Did you? Well done.
Are you disappointed?
That you gave God the key. I wish I'd thought of that.
Which is really kind of fascinating as the series goes on. There is an earlier series called Books of Magic, where Dream refers to hell at some point. And in that version, he explains that hell isn't for eternal punishment. It is where people go to atone for their sins, to pay the price for the bad that they did on earth. And the reason why people tend to stay there for eternity is because they don't realize that's what this is, or their own guilt doesn't give them that feeling of accomplishment or atonement. So they're essentially down there torturing themselves.
Here we go.
No.
Right, this one looks good.
No. Put that down. Put that down.
What? Jealous someone else has their hand up my butt?
Letting their own guilt eat them alive and continue the torture. And in later incidents, after the whole Seasons of the Mist is over, and Dream explains to Lucifer that he goes back to see Lucifer, and he explains what happened, and Lucifer's just like, why didn't I think to just give it back? And refers to the entire earlier encounters.
You swore to destroy me.
I was angry at God. God's a cunt.
And what you learn in the series is that even Lucifer being cast to hell was not a punishment. Essentially, it was Lucifer and the Christian God essentially having an argument and rebelling, and basically there was no war. It was a disagreement. And basically God pushed Lucifer to hell more as a gift to, here, you do your thing over here and leave me alone. However, not being clear in doing that, Lucifer basically, while Lucifer did not physically create hell, hell grew around Lucifer over the heartbreak of basically not having this other being, because Lucifer is known as the light bringer. So to be cast out of the light kind of warped the perception for a long time. And just like I was saying earlier, hell was only a place for you to basically atone for your sins. And at this point, Lucifer, after who knows how many millennia, had a whole different perspective change on the whole thing. And Lucifer was just like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm done. And essentially in the comics, Lucifer doesn't even go back to hell at that point. He just goes, and he's living in Perth, Australia, is where he decides to hold up shop. And then later he goes to Los Angeles and has his own nightclub known as the Lux.
If I can begin again, perhaps you can too.
It's essentially where this guy picks up. And he's basically a club owner, and like I said, he is completely honest. When people ask him who he is, he tells them he is Lucifer, he is Satan. And most people just think he's a rich lunatic.
Laugh like no one's listening, dance like you're standing on the corpses of your enemies.
And rich weirdo. It's just kind of like that's the case. But as the creator of the series said, the big difference that with Lucifer, as most people, is that Lucifer is fearless. He points out how humanity, like say if you're in a city and you're going to the subway, you are very aware of where the platform ends, and whether you're conscious of it or not, you're very aware with how far away you are from the subway tracks. Lucifer is not. Lucifer does not care. He is not afraid of anything, and he just goes and he just does his things. He's not worried about what anybody thinks of him. He's not worried about anybody being upset with him. He just does his own thing. He does whatever he wants.
What a tragedy.
Oh, I know. It's always sad when someone... You're talking about the wine, aren't you?
Heartbreaking, yes.
He doesn't pick fights, but he will end them.
You think this is funny? Maybe it's a bit funny.
And he's got this very carefree attitude, and he does not you consider bad, but at the same time, he's also it's hard to say. He's also above like earthly restrictions, I guess you'd say. He basically does as he pleases. And the good or the bad is basically subjective in that point. Definitely bad in certain respects. He doesn't care if he kills somebody. That means nothing to him. He's very flamboyant, and he's very, very sins of the flesh.
Okay, a list of everyone you slept with in the last 8 weeks.
Right, you'll need a much bigger notepad.
He's very, very into carnal desires, I guess you'd say. He basically goes for his own pleasure.
Don't you need some sort of key to start it?
You know me, brother. Can turn anything on.
It is a far cry from. It would be one of those things where I'm sure theologists who care to do so would be able to pick apart the characterization of Lucifer and really decide what kind of person he is. But it's really the series ends up going on where essentially he can't just be Lucifer on Earth indefinitely. He has encounters with other angels. He has encounters with other magical beings trying to get him to return to hell and take up his position, which he reminds everybody that's not actually his position. He's under no authority whatsoever at this point. yeah, just for a theologist who really loved to look at every different angle, this would be a lot of fun. This would be a lot of fun to see, or anybody who has a deep interest in the heaven and hell dichotomy. It's a lot of fun to dissect these characters and the theological characters. If you want to do so, I mean, it's just purely up to you as to whether you want to do it. Raze absolutely loves different perspectives of a lot of different things, and he enjoys this. And one of the reasons Raze had to do this video was because they did actually have Lucifer in two representations, and although it was the same character in both series, they were so dramatically different that and they were both played to perfection by the respective actors. And yeah, it was just one of those things Raze absolutely had to jump on the opportunity to. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Lucifer out and we're going to have a look at him, them, her.
Then we will have to summon all of them. There now, Dream, you may inquire, which demon has your helmet? Shall we interview them one at a time, or?
So, in taking in the keeping with the Sandman then Lucifer books, Raze is going to go ahead and pull this one out. This is Lucifer as portrayed by Gwendolyn Christie. You probably know her from Game of Thrones. I know she's been in other things, but Raze hasn't really followed her career that carefully. More so than Tom Ellis, I'm not going to lie. Raze knows next to nothing about this guy. But she played a great, in this case, she does get to exhibit her anger. You get to see all the different emotions coming out of Lucifer in this case, where the anger, the embarrassment, the everything, the calm after all the major events. And this is very much considering how she looked in the series. There was a lot more how they decided to make this the look of the pop is not really clear. Tended to wear white in a lot of the series, and if not just a suit of armor. But in this case you do get the red, and you've got the large bat wings coming out the back, which trying to remember if that's actually how it was portrayed in the comics. But seeing so much Lucifer, it got a little confusing. But this is a great pop. It's a great pop, and it was perfect to go along with my other Sandman pops, because yeah, Raze needed to have all the Sandman pops, because being a big Sandman fan, don't want to say Neil Gaiman fan anymore, but being a fan of that author's works, Raze did need to have everybody represented. And while it does torture me that the guy had to be a creep and try and basically his actions do not affect the art as far as I'm concerned. So I will enjoy the art, though I will not support the actual creator any further, at least until there's a trial. And I haven't heard anything in that respect in quite a while, which is really kind of disturbing. But yeah, we've got Lucifer over here, and now we're going to take out the Lucifer TV series Lucifer and have a look at him.
Are you enjoying your retirement?
I was.
And Raze will give you full disclosure over the fact that Raze never watched this show. And even further than that, when they spun Lucifer off into Lucifer's own comic book series, while that was a spin-off of the Sandman, Raze did not read that series. He eventually, when they started combining them, Raze read the first trade paperback and really just did not. It didn't do anything for him. So Raze never continued on with that series. So Raze doesn't have a whole heck of a lot to go with. He has seen images, so he knows that this is basically the way he looks in the TV series. Got the nice little coin in his hand, which appears to be flipping. A little plastic in there to represent the coin being in the air. Much different than the other Lucifer, that where he's actually got more or less angel wings. Don't really have an explanation for that. But, just seeing the pictures and the few scenes that I have seen of that series, this is a great representation of that TV series. So, I can't really talk too much about this. Again, Raze really just kind of enjoyed the fact that basically the same character had two vastly different looking Funko Pops, to basically being the same character. And of course, if you have to ask Raze why he chose to do Lucifer on the weekend after Christmas, all Raze can really say is, the devil made me do it. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you are a fan of the Lucifer, the DC Lucifer. From what I understand, DC has, since the New 52 and everything, they have rejumbled up their afterworld infrastructure, I guess you'd say. They've got different rules. They've got different hierarchies going on in there. I don't know where Lucifer fits into this, because Raze didn't go too deep into DC after that whole reboot bullcrap that New 52, which Raze absolutely hated. While he will dip his toes back into DC every once in a while, on occasion, he hasn't really dug deep into the worlds that he used to. So he's not at the level he used to be, but he still he still knows just about everything. It feels like it anyway. So he doesn't really know how Lucifer has been depicted in comics since all that. But were you a fan of the comic series? Were you a fan of the Sandman series? Were you a fan of either of the TV shows? Or not? I mean, it's not easy calling yourself a Lucifer fan or
Devil bunnies. Oh no, Lucy fans.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Whatever that is. I think we're going to go ahead and end it now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave me a comment down below what you think of this. Let me know if you've enjoyed having Double or Nothing weekends all the way through December. Let me know which one of them was your favorite. Which one did you find the most interesting of all the Double or Nothing weekends that Raze did this month? Let me know if you want more. Raze does them whenever he feels like it, so whenever he gets to Funko Pops that he really wants to talk to about together, when they really work together, and this was definitely a case of that. But Raze is going to go ahead and let you go now. I hope you have a great time. We are down. This is the last Saturday of 2025, and hope you've enjoyed. Hope you got something out of this year, and looking forward to the next one. Raze doesn't do resolutions and that kind of stuff, so Raze is just going to continue trying to be the best Raze he can always be, and hope that that's what your goals are as well. So whatever your plans are, never forget, that life is full of odd moments. You never know when you're going to be defined.